Welcome you to this broadcast of girls varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are at Minster Gymnasium, where the Russia Raiders will take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Borchers Floor Center, and NKTelco. Again, welcome to Minster Middle School. My name is Greg Burning. My partner this evening, Brandon Coveman. Brandon, we got two teams. Both got a game in to start the season, and both have won their games.
Yeah, both schools on a positive start. First, taking a look at our visitors tonight, the Russia Raiders. Had the pleasure of calling their game last night against the Sydney Yellow Jackets, a very good Division I school that should be favored in their Miami Valley League division. Raiders took care of business there, a 56-46 victory over the Yellow Jackets. CC Borchers, Ronnie Poling, 13 points. Kate Sherman also in double figures, so a nice night for the Raiders. They start out with a quality win, 1-0, and considered to be one of the best teams in the Shelby County League this year.
And on the other side, the Minster Wildcats, also with a win, beating a what would appear to be a solid Walpaw team.
Yeah, Minster, they've traditionally opened with Walpaw the past few years, gets a big win in the WBL, so both these teams getting wins against bigger schools last night. Minster returns quite a bit of players last year from a team that was a district runner-up last year. Katie McClurg, Casey Albers, Morgan Sparks, Lily Barhorst, a couple of the letter winners that returned. So Minster returns a lot of veteran experience from a team that made a pretty solid tournament run last year, and a team that's had sky-high expectations the past few years, and they haven't changed under Coach Mike Wiss here. This should be a great battle tonight.
Should be a good one here from Minster. We'll take a short break, be back with our starting lineups in the opening tip. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to Minster as we get set for our Emerson Climate Technologies starting lineups. First of the visitors, number 3, 5'9" senior CC Borchers for Russia.
Underneath, a 6-foot junior,
number 4, 6-foot junior Ronnie Poling.
At the center position, a 6'1",
number 13, 6'1" senior Kate Sherman.
At guard,
5'6" senior number 14, Reese Gubo.
At the other guard position, a 5'8" senior.
And rounding out the starting 5, number 22, 5'8" senior Simone Putoff. The Raiders coached by Paul Bremingen. And now the starters for the home team, the Minster Wildcats.
Now for your Minster Wildcats.
Starting at guard, 5'4" senior, number 3, Katie McClurg. 5'10" senior, number 10, Casey Albers. 5'7" senior, number 13, Morgan Sparks. Number 14, 5'11" junior, Lily Barhorst. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Wildcats, number 32, a 5'10" sophomore, number 32, Addie Inskeep. Those starting lineups brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. Now, before we get to the opening tip, let's talk about our Keyhole Pizza, keys to the game.
Thanks, Greg. And first, taking a look for the blue and gold here tonight. They want to defend Minster's sets really well. They want to kind of keep them uncomfortable here tonight. They want to execute on offense. They want to build on top of that 56 points they scored last night. They need to be able to out-rebound the Minster Wildcats.
And for the other side, for the Minster Wildcats,
I think what Coach Wiss wants to do is he wants to get out in transition. He wants to run. He wants to make the Raiders uncomfortable on defense as well. You know, not get them in a comfortable groove. He wants to make them uncomfortable and also be able to rebound too here tonight.
Thanks, Brandon, as we get ready to tip it off here from Minster Middle School. And a tip won by the Raiders. Ronnie Poling getting the tip for Russia. Minster coming out in their man-to-man defense. Raiders going to work inside right off the bat. Nice block from behind by number 32 for the Wildcats. That's Addie Inskeep.
It's great help side defense by Inskeep. You know, they had, Raiders had good positioning there on the inside, and that's just great defense, especially playing from behind.
Yeah, I think Poling goes right up with that. She gets the layup right away and instead chose the ball fake, and Inskeep able to recover. So here's Minster on their first possession. Inskeep swings it back over to Albers. Nice little screen and roll, but Inskeep loses the handle. Picked off by the Raiders. Quickly back the other way, looking to get it back inside to Poling. Double teamed quickly and a jump ball.
And the Raiders are doing the right thing. They're getting the ball down on the inside. You think, Sherman and Barhorst are probably going to cancel each other out on the block. They have the size advantage, but what you see Minster do is they crash it down on the inside, and they force 2 Raider turnovers when they could have had 2 buckets there pretty easy. Nice job by Minster.
Quick pass inside to Barhorst. Ball deflected, and again, good defense by Russia coming up with a steal. No score here through 1 minute from Minster. This is Gubo out top, gets it over to Poling. Put off, back out top, wide open for a 3, and knocking it down, C.C. Borchers.
Borchers wide open, nobody there on the perimeter, trailing him through the screen there, and then Raiders get an easy bucket there.
Yeah, I think Russia's size causing a lot of attention underneath the bucket for the Minster defense. Good roll play there, and a lost, losing the handle was McClurg. She had what looked to probably be a free run to the basket as well. Russia catches a break. He's swinging around far side, 3 ball on the way, and buried. Number 14, Gubo.
Minster defense just caught napping. Gubo in the corner, a sharpshooter from the perimeter. That's just lackluster defense there by the Wildcats, forgetting who's on the wing.
Barhorst now back out top to McClurg. Back inside Barhorst. Nice up and under. Kicks it back out. Albers 3 on the way. Short. Tipped out of bounds off of Inskeep, so it'll be Russia possession with a 6-0 lead here to start the ball game.
Through the first 4 Minster possessions, a turnover and an air ball. Not an ideal start offensively here for the Wildcats.
Back the other way is Borchers. Swinging it over to out top, back to Borchers. Another 3, and they are white hot here so far. They beat the Russia Raiders, and that is going to lead to a Mike Wiss Minster Wildcats timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to Minster. Hot start for the Russia Raiders, up 9-0.
Yeah, a couple great screens on the perimeter just to get wide open. Minster caught napping on a few of those sets. The Raiders up 9-0, executing offensively very well in the first 2.5 minutes.
Screen and roll run there by Bars, goes right at pulling off the glass and in.
Nice power move by Barhorst, an all-max selection this year on the volleyball court, and she did a nice job going to the basket. She's got to be Minster's mainstay on the inside. They don't have much size outside of her. She's got to be that person on the inside.
Looking for the three-point play, shot no good. Up high as Borchers coming away with it for the Raiders. Quickly takes it back the other way, looking to attack, throws it off the glass. Can't get it to go, but draws the foul. So CC Borchers pushing the offense here early for the Raiders.
Raiders debuting some new uniforms this year. They debuted their new home whites last night. Now their new road royal blues. Look very sharp here.
First free throw on the way, in and out by Borchers. Borchers lines up the second one. 5:15 left to go here in the first quarter. Misses the pair. Inskeep pulls it away for the Wildcats. Quickly back the other way. Good pass inside to Barhorse, going right back to her. Good defensive possession by Russia. McClure running the high screen and roll. Albers cross court. And the ball deflected and stolen again by Russia.
Minster has 4 turnovers here early on. The Raiders with 2 now.
Dangerous cross-court pass stolen by Barhorse, for Minster. Inskeep swings around far side to Sparks and back out top to Albers. Nice back cut. Albers off the glass and in.
I love that set play there by Minster. Pulling out on the wing there, you have a good guard with Albers that can move and gets a nice back cut on the inside.
Back out top for Russia, trying to get it inside. A little miscommunication there.
Oh, they're going to
overturn, correct.
Yeah.
So Russia keeps the possession on what I believe is the correct call. A couple substitutions for the Raiders. Number 5, Mia Monin. And also number 10, Kelby Dosek.
Monin
for the Raiders.
Yeah, Monin had a nice game last night. 2 3-pointers last night early on that first corner to really get the Raiders going.
Strong move there by Sherman. She draws the foul. Fouls on Albers, her first.
Thing here too early on in the season, Greg, you're trying to find out, and so from coaching basketball, you're trying to find out, what your rotations are, who's going to be playing in what spots, your starting lineups, your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th person off the bench. So that's what both these coaches, Coach Wiss and Coach Bremagen, are trying to do here early on in the season.
Second free throw by York, in and out. So 4 missed opportunities early here for the Raiders at the free throw line. All come up empty. They still sit at 9-4 now on our First National Bank scoreboard. McClurg fires up the 3. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by Putoff. Quickly back the other way. 3 ball on the way, in and out. Good box out there by Barhorse for Minster. Minster works back inside on Bars, loses the handle, gets on the floor to tip it away. Sparks 3-pointer deflected. So good defensive both ways here. We had a timeout taken on the floor by Coach Bremagen. We'll keep it right here. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's action. Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securecom, and St. Henry Bank. I'd also like to thank our player of the game sponsor, that is NKTelco. And Brandon and I will name a player of the game at the conclusion of this game. Also like to remind everyone that this game will be replayed on NKTelco Sports. We are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. This will be replayed Saturday, November 26th at 4 p.m. and also Sunday, November 27th at 1 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So, Brandon, the Raiders come out with a great start. Kind of stalled here in the last couple of possessions, and Minster's gotten a couple going, so we're at a 9-4 ball game.
Yeah, Raiders missed 4 free throws there, and then Minster Wildcats get a couple nice sets there to really come down and make a few baskets to get back in this game. Raiders got to try to push it on the inside here as Monin travels there, and that's the Raiders' 3rd turnover of the quarter.
3:20 left to go here in the first period from Minster Middle School. McClurg will walk it across for the Wildcats. Gets it over to Sparks. Back screen over to McClurg. 3 ball short. And McClurg fighting for the rebound, but it finally is picked up by Ruschi.
McClurg is their probably best pure shooter. Been struggling to hit that shot early, though. And she is a very good shooter.
Borchers gets a high post pass. And now makes a great ball fake to the bucket and scores. CC Borchers off to a good start.
Minster overplayed that, and Borchers just going to the basket there. And Minster now going to have their first substitution next dead ball.
So McClurg back out top, high ball pass to Barhorst in the high post area. Trying to get it inside to Albers, deflected out of bounds by Ruschi.
Barhorst trying to force that pass there. I like them trying to cut Albers in on the inside. They see some mismatches that they can take advantage of. But if it's not there, keep reversing it. That's what Minster's got to do. They got to have a patient offense. Those threes will open up and those threes will fall, which they've been struggling to hit here early on in the first 5.5 minutes.
Kind of reminiscent of what we used to call a flex cut. And that flex cut's great when it's open, but it's not. You just got to let it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And wait, like you said, be patient and wait for the next cutter. Ball now loose on the floor, picked up by Minster. Checking into the ball game on the last possession there was number 30 for the Wildcats, Corey. She missed that shot. Back the other way we go by Ruschi. 3 ball on the way is hit. That goes for Reese Gubo, her second 3-pointer here earlier tonight.
And she's wide open there. She's going to hit a lot of those threes this year. Teams leave her that wide open.
Step back jumper. Albers knocks it down for 2. 2 quick buckets, one there by Ruschi, one by Minster. 14-6 Raiders, minute 45 left to go here in our first quarter.
Albers has got that nice step back move. She leads a Wildcat scores with 4.
Gonna have a reach-in foul called against number 32, Addie Inskeep for Minster. That'll be, I believe, their 3rd foul. So Ruschi will trigger it in, get it out to Borchers. Nice cut down in the paint there for Dosek. Gubo back over to Borchers, looking to get it inside the Dosek. She had the baseline there, but it would have been a tough angle. Gubo instead will fire up another 3 and hit again.
Boy, look at that quick release, too. It's so smooth, so quick. Nice job by Reese Gubo to fire that thing quickly.
And no hesitation at all. She now has 9. Got a foul against Dosek for the Raiders, number 10.
Her and CC Borchers have all 17 points of the Raiders' offense. They're cousins, too. So,
even in the family.
They're having a really nice start for the Raiders. And the Raiders are 5 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Number 23, Himmelgarten, checks in for Minster. That ball goes in the backcourt, which is okay, because it was untouched by Minster from the out-of-bounds play, recovered by Minster. Minute 10 left to go here in quarter number 1. It's been an exciting one. The Ruschi Raiders have an 11-point lead. Minster looking to answer, but draw some contact. Foul's going to go against Reese Gubo, number 14 for the Raiders. Just her first. And you can see the depth of both of these teams, probably more so Minster as they keep subbing bodies in.
Yeah, Rushi lacking a depth piece right now. Carly Scott with an injury, probably going to be out till January. Has suffered an injury in the volleyball season. Hoping she'll be back soon for the Raiders.
Minster trying to get inside to Inskeep. Both these teams playing man-to-man just like we saw in the JV matchup. And both very physical. And that foul called against number 4, Ronnie Poling. That's 5 quick personal fouls for Rushi.
It's 2 on Poling as well. She'll go to the bench. Nice job by Cordy to get nice inside positioning there. Force Poling to come around from the backside and pick up the foul.
So Minster with the ball underneath their own basket, looking to get it in. Finally are able to get it into Cordy. 50 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Wildcats trail by 11. Looking to get their offense going. Here's Inskeep. Up top to Sparks, thought about the 3. It was pretty deep. Probably wise to pull that one down. Rushi again applying aggressive defense, and that Cordy pass will go out of bounds. So the defense pays off for the Raiders as they force a turnover.
5 Minster turnovers now in the quarter as Barhorse back in.
28 seconds left to go here in our first quarter. 17-6 on our First National Bank scoreboard in favor of the visiting Rushi Raiders. Borchers picked up by Sparks, having to really work to get it across the half-court line. Minster trying to run and jump her, but a nice pass inside, but a better steal. Inskeep comes away with 10 seconds, gets it up to Barhorst, who does the splits down to, unfortunately, get called for a travel. Lost her footing, got called for a travel.
Yeah, tough call there, tough break for the Wildcats, but Inskeep, nice defense on the other end.
Yeah.
That's the second time she's prevented some easy Raider buckets.
Appeared to be an easy bucket for put-off, and it's tipped away. That one knocked out of bounds. The clock didn't change at all, so 6.8 seconds still to go here for Minster.
They're going to have to talk to take some time off or something.
I think that's probably what the half-court official there saw as well.
Take probably maybe what? You take half a second off, maybe? A second?
I'd say probably close to a second. It was tipped. It bounced in bounds once, I think, but
because otherwise they should get the ball out on their own basket.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird call both ways.
So no change made. Both officials, the 3 officials get together. 6 seconds to go. Minster across. Here's Sparks lining up the 3, lets it go off the mark, and that's the first quarter in the books. Rushi Raiders 17, Minster 6. We'll take a short break and be back with the second quarter. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
We are here. And here. And here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Welcome back to Minster as we get ready for the second quarter. Great quarter for the Rushi Raiders as they lead 17-6.
Yeah, when you start out shooting 5 of 6 from beyond the arc, 83%, that's you'll take that. Obviously, and Minster 0 of 5 from beyond the arc. So that's really been the difference is the perimeter shooting. Reese Gubo and Cece Borchers have all 17 Raider points so far, with Reese with 3 threes and Cece with 8 points, 4 points from Casey Albers, and 2 from Lily Barhorst for Minster.
And you got to credit Rushi's defense as you see Gubo come away with another steal. There's been a lot of deflections off the passes that they've come away with steals for so far in this ball game. Here is Borchers working the screen and roll with that is number 10, Dosek for the Raiders. As that goes out of bounds, they'll stay with Rushi.
Yeah, the Raiders, Well, the shooting's been going the outside. Borchers hit a couple, Gubos hit a couple, Monen's got the potential to get one. You got to really start getting back onto the inside on where you can get the ball to Poling and Sherman, because that's really where your main point of your offense is going to come from.
Right. Driving down the lane there was Borchers. Her shot blocked. Ruschi gets it back. I like that approach, though, as well. The hard penetration by Borchers. And the ball tipped away and tied up. So the alternate possession in favor of Minster. So turnover there by Ruschi.
Each team with 6 turnovers now. That's the thing, too. It's the second game of the year for each team. You're trying to figure out, taking care of the ball. Again, figuring out rotations. Each team subbing pretty frequently, going in about 8-9 deep.
Katie McClurg, number 3, checks in for Minster. Also number 23, Lindy Himmelgarn. So on the court for the Wildcats, you have Sparks, Albers, Barhorst, Himmelgarn, and McClurg. And we're going to have an offensive foul, I believe, against Albers. That is who it is against, number 10.
Hooked her on the inside.
Yeah, it said offensive foul. And on the court for the Raiders, we have number 5, Monin, 14, Gubo, number 3, Borchers, number 13, Sherman, and number 22, Putoff. As Borchers gets it across the timeline, they swing it. Gubo lets another 3 fly. That one's off the mark. And pulled away by Minster, who quickly pushes it ahead. Open inside is Barros. Good recovery, though, by Sherman, who gets the block.
Yeah, nice play by Sherman. Raiders get the rebound. Raiders in a little bit of an offensive rut, trying to get that ball on the inside. Don't want to force that 3 there.
Oh, good save there by Sherman. And the ball still loose on the floor. And a jump ball called. As I believe Coach Bremengen was trying to get a timeout. That's a wise veteran attempt there.
Yeah, second year as Ruschi girls coach after 30 years at Ruschi and 4 years at Troy. He's at 491 wins. At some point this season will probably surpass that 500 win mark.
Ball tipped away and stolen by Sparks. She's bringing it back across for Minster. Neither team has scored thus far here in the second quarter. 6 minutes to go till half. Minster's clearly, like you said before, trying to work it inside the Barhorst any chance they get.
Yeah.
And there we go, cross court to her right now. Barhorst spin move in the lane, and it's good. There's too many Borchers and Barhorst.
Yeah, and that's where you're Minster. That's a great set right there. Work inside out. That's exactly how you should do it right there. And I think the Raiders need to take a similar approach to that.
Sparks going to pick up a little hand check out top. Her first foul, Minster's 5th. So Ruschi will trigger it in. Just over 5.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Ball loose on the floor. And it's a tie-up. And Minster will take a quick timeout. We'll take a break as well. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
(17-8), 5:25 left to go in the first half. Raiders on top, but have not scored here yet in the second quarter. Minster trying to cut into the lead. Albers off the mark. As the ball loose on the floor. We've had a lot of that as both these teams really getting after it. It'll stay with Minster.
Minster struggling with that three-point shot. 0-6 from beyond the arc tonight. You know it's going to fall eventually. They're a solid three-point shooting team with Albers and McClurg in particular.
Pass inside the ball. Horse strong move and draws the foul.
Yeah, it's exactly Minster. Nice job. Goes right back to that. Go back to what's working. Get it to Barhorse when it hasn't been working on the perimeter very well for you.
Yeah, tough play there for Sherman. I mean, she really looked like she held her ground pretty well. Draws the foul, her second.
And now the Raiders, they're two big guns on the inside. Poling and Sherman now with 2 fouls each. Now you see Poling still in the game. Toby Dosek going to come in. It's going to test your depth a little bit here to the Raiders, particularly your post depth.
So Sherman will check out. Barhorst at the line for her second free throw. First one was off the mark. Second one is in and out. Borcher's there for the rebound.
Each team combined 0-7 from beyond the line.
Borcher's going to take it right down the lane, but the ball stripped. Looked like she had a clear path. Minster defense, though, there. Quick pass down to Barhorst. Spinning, wheeling in the lane, trying to get around Poling. Nice defense by Ruschi. Minster sets up a high screen and roll. Barhorst flashes across. 3-ball on the way, but a little hop step taken there by Clooney. She'll get called for the travel.
Yeah, just got a little anxious there when you're wide open. You're like, oh, great. Then just kind of had a little bit of a lapse in thought there. Now it's kind of an interesting 5 on the floor for the Raiders. To see where they go to, who this offense kind of runs to with this particular 5 on the floor. Minster going to looks like a 1-2-2 maybe type zone, half-court defense.
They just checked in Kayla Lamb there at the top, number 24. She had a lot of length, very athletic. It caused a lot of problems out top. Here's Poling trying to work through that Minster defense. Gets a shot off, no good. It's tipped out of bounds, so I think we have a foul called. And it's gone against Ruschi on the rebound. And that's the number 4, Ronnie Poling. That's her third.
Yeah.
So foul's becoming an issue for the post defenders for the Ruschi Raiders.
And you're not even halfway through the second quarter. That's where it becomes a bigger issue. Now if you're the Raiders, do you go to a zone maybe? You have a zone defense in your back pocket for a couple minutes just to use because you don't have the size on the inside to match up with Barhorst?
Barhorst back at the free throw line, 1-1. She hits that one. And maybe a more important thing is the drought. So you have Ruschi has went on almost a 4-minute drought here to have not scored in this second quarter.
Yeah, they really, it's been the turnovers. They've missed their last 4 shots, but they've had a lot of turnovers that the Minster defense has forced.
Second free throw good by Barhorst. The Raiders lead cut to 7. Now you're going to see a little full court pressure here applied by Minster. Ruschi breaks it easily, gets it down inside, and then throws an errant pass picked off by Minster. Back the other way. Get it ahead to Lamb. Lamb's pass, though, tough angle, throws it out of bounds. I believe it's going to be with Minster as it was deflected. Nope, I'm sorry. It goes to Ruschi. There was a lot of hands down there. I didn't know if it got deflected, but ball off of Minster.
Whenever
Ruschi with possession.
Both teams are seeing that pressure, and they're kind of rushing. Just relax. You know, you got 10 seconds. I know you're against that 10-second count, but just relax. Push the ball up the floor here eventually when you got your openings.
Pull-up jumper by Borchers is missed. Shot back out top. Clooney 3, no good. And a good box out underneath by Dosek for the Raiders. 3:35 left to go in the first half. And a nice save. Well, it appeared to be a nice save. I'm guessing Minster was out of bounds off of that deflection, so it will stay with Ruschi as number 20. Jayla Shappy is in the ball game for the Raiders.
Like you said, Ruschi's white hot to start, but credit the Minster defense. They have helped cool down that Raider offense, Raider attack early.
And you mentioned it before, Borchers and Gubo, the only two that have still scored.
Yeah.
Nobody else on the Raider team has scored a point. So you definitely like to have a little bit more offense than 2 people.
And that's that game last night. They had a lot of balance too. So It's kind of odd to see only 2 people doing the scoring so far for the Raiders. I figure they're going to have balance most this season.
Rushi working around the top. Kick it back out to Gubo. Gubo being pressured by McClurg. Back over to Borchers. Dosek, Gubo trying to get over the top. A lot of contact. Borchers has it for a minute. Is in and out. Minster dodges a giant bullet there.
Called a foul.
Rushi had multiple opportunities, couldn't get it to go. And then a foul called against Rushi on the rebound.
They haven't been able, the Raiders with that size advantage has not been able to establish it. They do not have a 2-point field goal yet. Even with this lead, they have 5 3-point field goals here early on.
Inskeep to the line, 1-1 for Minster. Shot rattles in. A little help with the backboard there for Inskeep. And Minster just keeps chipping away at this lead. Now 17-11 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Inskeep, one more free throw. It's on the way and good. Put off the trigger, then gets it over to Gubo. 2.5 minutes left to go in our first half here from Minster Middle School. If you're just joining us, my name is Greg Burning, my partner Brandon Coverman. We've had a good one here so far. 2 teams expecting to have good seasons here in their respective leagues. Rushi in the Shelby County League and Minster in the MAC. And that will be a foul called against the Wildcats. Number 13, Morgan Sparks, her 3rd. And just the 6th Minster foul, so Rushi will take it underneath their own basket. Monin trying to get it out top, but does finally get it to Gubo. Gubo getting pressured hard by McClurg, and a foul called.
It's a little touchy.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Bremingen was, from the sideline advocating for one, but what officials like to say is, with the hand check is it's like a hot stove. You can have your hands on them for a minute, but once they start moving, you got to get it off. And it wasn't very long. I thought it was a little ticky-tacky right there. But maybe what the Raiders need, is to go to the free throw line. But it hasn't been their friends. They're 0-5 now from the line.
Gubo's 1-1, no good. And Minster again with another opportunity to cut into this 5-point lead, which was 11. Here's McClurg, nice ball fake, trying to be strong with it. Takes it in the lane and scores. Nice shot, Katie McClurg.
I didn't think that was great defense there by Kelby Dosek. Should have slid over, took the charge right there, but a nice job by McClurg on the inside to make a nice move to the basket. 8-0 Wildcat run.
Gubo working out top, trying to find some space, throws a floater up, no good there with the rebound up and in. Dosek, big bucket for the Raiders.
Dosek, after that defensive lapse, does a nice job there in helping out our team getting her first points of the season.
McClurg pushing the envelope again, doesn't get it to go. She goes down kind of hard, seems to be a little sluggish. Hopefully she's okay. McClurg to triggered in, 1:27 left to go here in our first half. Minster trails by 5. Out top, nice catch by Sparks. We're gonna have a hand check out top. Called against Dosek, so that will send Sparks to the free throw line.
Sparks at the line, shooting 1-1.
Free throw on the way by Sparks is good.
Minster's hit their last 5 free throws now from the line.
Number 32, Jenny York, will check in for Rushi. Coach Bremingen continues to go down his bench. 1:22 left to go in the first half. Second one is good by Sparks as well. As the Wildcats continue to creep closer, down now by just 3. Number 22, Anna Larger, checks in for Minster. The Wildcats dropping back, which I'm guessing is going to be a 1-3-1 zone. That's what it appears to be. Toss it over the top, over to Borchers.
Try to hit Monin in that corner. Try to get a little quick hitter in the corner against that zone.
Out top, Gubo thought about the three, said drives down the lane, the floater, no good, but she draws the foul. And a little smile there from Gubo. I think she realizes it was a pretty good possession, but got maybe a ticky-tack foul. Either way.
What the Raiders are trying to do against that zone there, they're trying to run Maya Monin corner to corner to try to get her the ball in the corner is what it looks like there.
Free throw by Gubo. Again, no good. The Raiders really struggling at the charity stripe. Barhorst checks back in for the Wildcats.
And again, you have Barhorst in, Poling and Sherman in foul trouble. That takes away from the Raiders' offensive firepower. This is where, if you're the Wildcats, you need to take advantage.
Gubo gets the second to fall. I believe that's the first free throw the Raiders have made here tonight in the first half. 55 seconds left to go in the half. This is Larger. Over to McClurg. Down the baseline, little runner, no good. Rebound tracked down by Larger, has an opening, can't get it to go. Rebound fought for, pulled away by Barhorst, back up and in. Really, Barhorst taking advantage of what you just mentioned, Brandon. Rushi limited on size. Barhorst powers that one back up and in. Now a chance for a three-point play. Free throw rattles home by Barhorst. And we have a one-point ball game. 35 seconds left to go in the first half. Rushi now hanging on to a one-point advantage.
Your Raiders take one shot here, I think, in the half. Hold on to that lead.
Good pass inside to Gubo. She draws the foul.
Like I said, the first quarter belonged to the Raiders, but the second quarters belonged to the Wildcats. They've outscored the Raiders this quarter pretty significantly. It's a 13-3 advantage for the Wildcats this second quarter. Great response by Mike Wiss's squad after that first quarter.
Gubo steps to the line. She'll shoot two as Minster's in the double bonus. And she rattles the first one home. Actually, Minster's got 9 fouls. She got fouled on a shot, so they will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. Just 22 seconds remaining in the half. Second one goes in by Gubo as well. So Rushi up by 3, 22-19. Coach Wiss yelling out one shot to his team. McClurg in some trouble out top, picked off and stolen by Putoff, trying to get the handle, kicks it out. Gubo, 17-footer, good.
Wow, and what a creation by Simone Putoff.
Final 3 seconds of the first half. I don't think Clooney sees it, and that is how the half will end. Rushi Raiders 24, Minster 19. We'll take a short break and be back with our first half stats and start of the third quarter. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to Minster as we are at halftime. The Russia Raiders on top 24-19 here with our first half stats. Mr. Brandon Coverman.
Thanks, Greg. And taking a look here, first for the visiting Russia Raiders, they were 8 of 17 from the field. They were 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. They had 11 turnovers, 16 rebounds, and they were 3 of 8 from the foul line. For the flip side, for the Minster Wildcats, they were 6 of 17 from the field, 0 of 6 from beyond the three-point line, 9 turnovers, 13 rebounds. They shot very well from the line, 7 of 10 for 70%. Some of the lead scorers for the half. First for Russia, they were led by Reese Guba with 12 points. Kelby Dosek had 2, and Cece Borchers had 8. For Minster, they were led in scoring that first half by Lily Barhorse with 9. Casey Albers had 4, and there's 2 apiece for Katie McClurk and Addie Inskeep after 1 quarter of play. It was 17-6, and the score right now, it's Russia 24, Minster 19. So a very good first half. It was kind of a tale of 2 quarters, really, Greg.
For sure. Yeah, it would be interesting to see, like, you mentioned Russia came out shooting very well from the perimeter, obviously cooled off as we typically see in basketball. And because Minster's defense is, very aggressive.
Yeah.
But Russia held on there. But I think the big key will be what the size does here in the second half, especially for the Russia Raiders, as they got into quite a bit of foul trouble in that second quarter. And Minster took advantage of it and climbed themselves back in this ballgame, now trailed by just 5.
Yeah, if you're the Wildcats, it's getting that ball to Lily Barhorse again. 9 points that first half. That offense just should run through her, and everything else will fall into place, especially with the Raiders in foul trouble. I think that's what Coach West and his team will do, because they found success with it in the second quarter after a very tough offensive first quarter. They found success with it in the second quarter.
All right, here we go. Minster will start off the first possession. Looks like we have the same 5 in for the Wildcats, which would be Sparks, McClurg, Albers, Inskeep, and Barhorst. For the Raiders, Borchers, Gubo, Sherman going up there for that rebound, or fighting for that rebound. Sherman, Monin, number 5. And I couldn't see, and the other one should be put off. Yes, it is, put off. So the jump ball will give it back to Russia.
Yeah, Ronnie Poling still on the bench to start the second half. For the Raiders, they're going to start Maya Monin instead.
The full court pressure here continues with Minster. A little zone press. Russia gets through it. And really, that's what Minster's trying to do, speed the offense up here against Russia, make them take a shot, a quick shot. Good pass inside by Russia. Get it to Sherman. Loses the handle twice. Can't get it to go. As the Minster defense too much inside. Back the other way. Inskeep from 10 on the baseline. No good. Good answer by the Raiders defensively. Gubo brings it back across. Gets it up to Monin. Looking to get it inside to Sherman, who's battling with Barhorse.
Great defense by Barhorse, not letting Sherman turn on that inside. And if you're the Raiders, you got to move hard. You got to cut to the ball. They're struggling to do that right now against man or zone.
Kick out top. Here's put off. Nice ball fake. Pulls up just inside the foul line. No good. Sherman there for the rebound. Can't bring it in. And it's picked up by the Wildcats. Albers inside to Barhorst. Kicks it out to McClurg. Thought about 3, took an extra step, and the official right on it.
All right, and that's a mistake by Barhorst. Go right at Sherman. She's at 2 fouls. She was walled straight up already. That's a move on the inside of you. Maybe go over your left shoulder and take a shot at that. And now that zone pressure. If you're the Raiders, you go against that. You got to cut hard to the ball. You got to be aggressive against this zone pressure. Now, they're moving cut.
There it is, cross court to put off in the lane and good.
It's exactly what you do right there. You cut hard to a spot, and Simone Putoff did that, and it ends up in 2 points to the Raiders.
Russia up by 7. Sherman gets her hand on that one and almost causes the turnover. It will stay with Minster. Sparks to trigger it in. Gets it to McClurg, back to Sparks. High post, looking for a little high-low action. Didn't get it. McClurg open for three, knocks it down.
Yep. Katie McClurg was due for one of those, and first three of the game for Minster Wildcats after missing their first 7.
Ball quickly pushed ahead. Here's Putoff on the baseline. Pass inside to Borcher. She's doubled by Barhorst. Gubo, 3, can't get it to go. Tipped around and kept alive by Monin. Gubo thought about the 3 again, instead tosses it up to Borchers in the lane. That's a tough pass. Little ill-advised there. A triple team on CC Borchers results in a turnover. So Minster, as close as they've been for a while, down by just 4 after that McClurg 3. Looking to attack again. Rushi applying good defense. Back out top, Sparks thought about the 3, dumps it inside to Inskeep. Out and back in. Good deflection by Sherman and the steal.
Maybe a little contact that Sherman got away with on the inside.
Sparks trying to get over a Sherman screen. Borchers back to Sherman. Monin back out top to Gubo. 4:40 left to go in the third quarter. Rushi up by 4. Borchers shot no good. Minster coming back the other way. Sparks back out top to McClurg. McClurg picks up her dribble, nowhere to go with it, and Rushi on top of it ties it up.
Great job by Sherman, hedge that ball screen and then cut off all available avenues there for Katie McClurg. And now Ronnie pulling in. Now this is the point where if you're the Raiders, if they they go back to any of that half-court zone, which looks like I don't know what they're doing here, but if that's the case, you got to use those that baseline. You got to cut hard to get the ball on the inside. Find your matchup there.
Yeah, they're definitely going back to the zone as Minster, as they have Barhorst out on top of it. Cross court over to Borchers. In the middle, tough pass, deflected, and I think it's going to go out of bounds off of Rushi.
See, that's where in the zone they are giving you a spot.
Right.
You have to get it to that soft part of that zone is where your aim needs to be if you're the Raiders. Even if it's Sherman in the corner, even if she's not going to shoot it, you need to rotate the ball at least.
McClurg back out top to Sparks. Rushi still playing man-to-man. Looking to dump it into Barhorst, who is guarded well by Sherman. Back out top to Albers. Inskeep at the high post. Is picked up, but she travels.
Again, try to get that ball. Again, if you're Minster, get that ball to Lily Barhorst on the inside, and to work around her. And those shots again are starting to open up for McClurg.
Borchers down the lane.
She double dribbled. Yep.
Yeah. Good idea. A lot of traffic. Substitutions for both teams. Maya Monin and also Dosek will check in for the Raiders. For Minster, number 23, Hemmelgarten, 22, Larger, and 24, Lamb will all check in. And here is Hemmelgarten. She has her ball knocked away, almost stolen. Heads up play there by Barhorst to not pass it across the half-court line. In the lane, Barhorst works, wheels, and scores.
Right move by Minster. Go to Barhorst, go right at the play, has 3 fouls for the Raiders, and it works for them.
Yeah, very patient post move there by Barhorst. Back the other way, Rushi leading by 2, but have not scored in a while. Get it into Poling, and she draws the foul.
And again, I said the Raiders have struggled to get it on the inside. That's credit to that Minster defense as well. For being undersized, they have played very good post defense on the inside.
We have a precision strip timeout taken by Rushi. We'll take a break as well. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to Minster. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The visiting Russia Raiders on top, 26-24. If you're just joining us, my name is Greg Burning. My partner, Brandon Coverman. Got a good one going here from Minster. There's Gubo for the Raiders, out to Poling. Minster switched back to a man-to-man defense. Monin, cross-court, Gubo, wide open three and knocks it down. Boy, when she has had the openings tonight, she has made the Wildcat defense pay.
And she has 17 points tonight for the Raiders as well. Great night for Reese Gubo.
And you're going to get a little hand check foul there against number 5, Monin, for the Raiders. That'll be her first. Just the second team foul here in the second half for Russia. Little back play there to Hamilgarden. Somehow gets that up over Sherman. Rebound bars. It doesn't go. And Sherman finally rips it out of there.
Tough break for Minster right there.
Cross-court pass. Monin tracked down. Throws up a tough shot. It's no good. Rebound Barhorse for Minster. Here's Larger. Picks her dribble up. Finally gets it out to Albers. 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Hamilgarden out to Lamb. Far corner, Albers thought about the three. Poling, out to defend. Throw it inside to Barhorse. Sherman a little aggressive there, draws the foul.
See, and that's unnecessary aggressiveness. You're already walled off. That ball, that was a good pass. And right. You know if you get around that most of the time that's going to be called.
Well, she's going to catch it at least at the foul line, if not higher. So you're not, you got it out of the lane. So
at that point, you just have to play defense. That's the thing that you got to cut down on. As the season progresses, right there. It's those unnecessary fouls. I know you get anxious. I know you want to get a steal and you want to get out and run and get an easy layup. But sometimes, it's better just to lay off.
Put off checks in for Sherman. Minster basketball. Good catch there by Inskeep. Try to get it inside to Lamb, and they do, and she takes it up and in. Kayla Lamb with her first bucket.
Nice job by Lamb on the inside. No Raider around her, and she gets her first bucket of the night.
Minster back to their zone pressure. Borchers gets it across. Throws it across court to Gubo. She'll let it fly, and it's no good. McClurg back the other way from Minster. 1:20 left to go. Wide open is Albers for three. No good. Pulling there for the board. Monin brings it up. Cross to Borchers. Gubo down the lane, throws the floater up, no good. Pulling, battling inside. Ooh. It's going to stay with Russia.
I don't know about that. I thought that clearly went off pulling on the baseline, or there might have been a Raider foul. Raiders get lucky there.
It was close. It's one of those plays, though, too. If you can grab it, you should grab it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure Inskeep could have gotten it, but it was close. Ball loose here on the floor. Minster might have caught a break there because the two people holding the ball were the Wildcats.
Yeah, and they'll get the possession, too, so. It's the Raiders' 6th turnover of the quarter.
Sparks and Clooney check in for Minster. 48 seconds left to go here in the third. Minster trailing 29-26 on our First National Bank scoreboard. And a good read there by Gubo. Takes the steal. Looking to go the distance. Up off the glass. No good. Sparks there for the board for Minster. Everything but the finish there for Gubo. Inskeep coming back the other way. Lamb gets it back out top. Clooney. Good pass inside to Inskeep. Might have got away with the step. Sparks trying to calm everything down here now with 15 seconds left to go in the third.
Go for one shot here for Minster. Raiders start out with the ball in the fourth quarter.
Lamb, far side, Sparks. She'll let the three ball go and hit. Even at 29 as the final 2 seconds wind down here from Minster. That is the third quarter buzzer. And we're all tied at 29. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with quarter number 4. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
We are here. And here. And here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Welcome back to Minster as we get started with the fourth quarter. Russia will start the first possession, and we're all even at 29. Monin open for three, no good. And that is tipped out of bounds off of Russia. This has been a very competitive and physical ball game all night. Fun to watch.
Yeah, been a great ball game. Two great teams here battling it on here in the early part of the season. They both had two tough non-conference opponents to start out with this week.
Cross-court pass stole by Ronnie Poling. She wisely pulls it out and gets it to a guard. Gubo in some trouble. And a foul going to be called, I believe, against Minster.
Got bailed out, but I love Minster's aggressiveness. You know, that's a foul, being only the second team foul. It's the fourth against Clooney, but I like that foul. You're being aggressive. Right. You're getting up in the Raiders' grill, and that's what one thing Coach Wiss said in our keys was to make them uncomfortable, and they did that right there. Nice job by the Wildcats.
Borchers will take it on the other side of the half-court line. Sherman hanging on to it, gets it to put off, wheeling her way. Tough pass out top to Borcher. She's got all kinds of daylight to run her up and in. So a lot of pressure there by Minster. Give Russia credit. They break through and score.
Yeah, but I do like that defense by Minster, that pressure. The Raiders haven't been able to handle it. Even though they get the score, they're scrambling. And you got to like that. And you keep it up if you're Minster. Do that, swing that defender around after the pass. It's getting the Raiders a little discombobulated on the offensive end. So keep it up there if you're Minster.
Barhorse, McClurg, and Clooney check back in for Minster. So on the court for the Wildcats, you have Clooney and McClurg out top. Inskeep, Barhorse, and Albers playing the forward positions. For the Russia Raiders, Gubo and Borchers out top. Poling, Putoff, and Sherman playing the forward positions as the Minster Wildcats answer. And we're all even again at 31 on the First National Bank scoreboard.
Nice little pass on the inside. Great team basketball by Minster.
Borchers cross court. Simone Putoff up and in. Good back cut by Putoff.
There's great team basketball by Simone Putoff. She's doing what I said earlier. Cut to your spot and then score right there.
Well, it makes it easier when Minster starts to double team because when they leave you, obviously you're going to be open. Albers with the three. Shot's no good. As Borchers quickly comes back the other way. Gets it out top to Sherman. Sherman nowhere to go. Swings it back out top to Gubo. Thought about the three. Russia with a 2-point lead. 5:40 remaining in our ball game. High-low action, tough play to Sherman. Nice catch and up and under. That might have been the best shot Kate Sherman's taken tonight, and it was a dandy.
And that was great defense, too, by Lily Barhorse. She just got her to go up there at the end, so tough break there from Minster, but a nice move by Sherman.
It's going to lead to a Wildcat timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. Russia 35, Minster 31. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
35-31, Russia on top. 5:20 left to go in our ball game. Minster with the ball. McClure left alone, fires the three.
Raiders starting to get the ball on the inside, something they hadn't been struggling to do all night. Finally starting to establish a little presence in there.
Inskeep deflects it away. It'll stay with Russia. Put off the triggered in for the Raiders. Gets it out top to Borchers. That's going to be an over and back. They're going to call it deflection. Ooh. Wow. Not sure how that's a deflection, but I guess they're going to say she never had possession.
Yeah,
Either way.
I guess.
Nice ball fake by Sherman. Back out top to Gubo.
Maybe that official on the view on the other side had a better view than we
Good
did.
post move by Kate Sherman. She's coming alive here down the stretch. Back-to-back, very good post moves. Sherman scored the last 4 for the Raiders. Their lead is 6.
And she's the lead returning scorer, and you hadn't saw that in these 2 games until now. Nice job by Kate Sherman taking a picture of the height.
Those were great post-ups and finishes. Shot by Inskeep rattles home.
And Addie Inskeep, nice game. 6 points for the sophomore, having a nice night.
Big bucket there for Minster. Gets them back within 4. Sherman over to put off. Quickly doubled in the corner. And she's going to be fouled.
Yeah, getting a little handsy there, I guess, but.
Yeah, it's tough thing about double teaming. You can't reach.
You know.
And if you do reach, even if you didn't foul, you're going to get called for a foul most of the time. So tough break there for Minster. That is just their 3rd team foul, so nothing hurt there. 4 minutes to go in our ball game. Borcher's in trouble, gets it out top to Gubo. Guarded tightly there by McClure, looking to get it back inside to Sherman. Put off, jumper in the lane, off the mark. Sherman, though, there again, up, no good. Still battling, ball getting tipped around, finally tracked down by Larger for Minster. Well, if you're Coach Bremergen, I think you're pretty happy with that possession again.
Yeah.
Russia did another nice job working their offense. Far court, Larger jumper on the lane, baseline, I should say, no good. Borchers comes out of the pile. Forcing the issue, and it rattles off. It's going to be off of Inskeep, though.
Ooh. Get off her hand?
Deflected off, it looked like off Inskeep's hand.
I know. Pulling's got to be careful there, too. She's got 3 fouls and didn't have great inside positioning there.
Here's put off, tosses out top to Gubo. 3:20 left to go. Russia up by 4. Sherman again inside. This time she'll draw the foul from Sparks.
Yep. And that gets set up there by a nice down screen there, to force Sparks to trail, and Sparks had no other option but to foul. And the Raiders have not shot well from the charity stripe. They've not shot one. There's been no foul shots that whole 3rd quarter or this 2nd half. Raiders shot 3 of 8 that 1st half.
Sherman's first free throw is good. That is just her 5th point. So those back-to-back 4-point back-to-back buckets that she made moments ago were her first 2 buckets, and now she's up to 6. 6 big points down the stretch for the Raiders. They have a 6-point lead, 3:10 to go. Minster looking to answer. Rushi drops into a zone, changing things up here a little bit.
And they're inviting Minster to shoot. You know, they haven't shot the greatest from the outside tonight.
Well, protects your size a little bit. Inside, great pass into Inskeep. Can't get it to go. Barhorse with the rebound, back up and in.
Really, Barhorse having a great game tonight. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with all year.
13 points now for Barhorst. Minster trails by 4. 2:40 to go. Far cross-court pass. Borchers, ball fake. Down the lane is blocked by Barhorst. Good help defense there by Lily Barhorst. It'll stay with the Raiders.
And if you're the Raiders here, just find an offense, run through it. You got 2.5 minutes, plenty of time. That post game's been working better that fourth quarter. The lane's opened up a bit for you.
Out top to Borchers. Looking for the back cut to Poling. Poling's in trouble, gets it out top. Gubo from the corner hits again. Again, when she has been open, deadly, like unreal.
She's always had a great shot ever since junior high. She had 20 points now tonight. And Raiders might got lucky she even hit that shot because Poling might have got away with the walk down there on the block.
Big bucket from Gubo. Rushi now up by 7, 2:12 to go. They're going to drop into the zone. They leave Hemmelgarden open for 3. Her shot's no good as the ball is deflected out of bounds off of Rushi.
Yeah, Reese Gubo now 20 points tonight, half the Raiders' offense.
Interesting look here by Bremergen staying in that zone. I kind of like it because typically you don't want to go to zone when you're ahead.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of giving Minster a look they're not used to.
Yeah.
So it's slowing them down a little bit to try to find the offensive rhythm, in a sense, taking more time.
And especially when you're trying to figure out, your lineup and your rhythm as well early on in the season.
So you have Barhorst out top, good pass. McClurg open for 3, no good. Right there for the rebound was, I believe, Hemmelgarn. Get it back 2 or 3, ball off the mark. Inskeep with the rebound, another opportunity. McClurg foot on the line, shot off the mark. And that's going to be hit up against the apparatus, so that'll be out of bounds from off of Minster. So 3 attempts there by the Wildcats. None go down. And now they're going to have to play catch up here pretty fast with 1:35 remaining, trailing by 7.
Dropping in a full court zone pressure now.
Out top, Sherman, Borchers. Doesn't need to be in a hurry. Gets it back out top to put off. Gubo. Nice ball control there by Gubo to get out of that pile. Put off, hands it off to Gubo. Back out top to put off. A ball deflected by Inskeep and stolen by McClurg. She's got a breakaway with Sparks. Sparks going to go right to the bucket. Draws the foul, shot no good. At exactly a minute to go.
You don't think that's a bad foul there by CC Borcher? She's trying to prevent any momentum, them potentially, maybe setting up a half court, a full court press. You're the Raiders now. The Wildcats, desperation, gets bigger and bigger. You have to, be smart.
First shot by Sparks is good. Ronnie Poling checks back in for Rushi. So Minster trailing 42-36. Exactly 1 minute left in our ball game. Sparks free throw up and in. So now just a 5-point ball game. Minster going to apply all kinds of pressure now. Borchers, cross court, dangerous pass. Gathered by Gubo, and then she's fouled.
Yeah, so Minster now at 5 team fouls. You kind of wonder when they're going to start fouling because there's 50 seconds left. It's only a 5-point deficit. So it kind of, it's, a lot of different ways you can approach this.
Put off will trigger it in. They throw it in the corner to Gubo. Back out top to put off. And put off fouled. As you hear Coach Wiss saying take a foul.
And now you're going to start seeing that defense and offense trading, particularly from the Minster side. You know, who they're going to put into foul, who they're going to want on the defense and offensive end. So you'll see a lot of substitution, particularly from Mike Wiss here this last 45 seconds of regulation.
Larger just checks in. Put off trying to get it in, gets it into Gubo. Gubo fouled by McClurg. That'll be foul number 7, so that will be a 1-and-1 for Gubo, the leading scorer here in tonight's ball game with 20.
Casey Albers, there's that trade. Like I said, that defense and offensive trade-off. You see Larger go back to the bench. Albers in, you know, particularly to be out there on the wing to shoot probably a 3 whenever you get the ball on Minster's end here in a bit.
Free throw by Gubo is good. Timeout by the Raiders. I'll just keep it right here. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Borchers Floor Center, and NKTelco. I'd also like to remind everyone that Brandon and myself will name a player of the game at the conclusion of this game, and that is sponsored by NKTelco. Also want to remind everyone this game will be replayed twice on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on 503, Saturday, November 26th at 4 p.m. and Sunday, November 27th at 1 p.m.
Yeah, and the Raiders there, really nice job, really, getting the ball up to Gubo. 21 points. She's had a nice ball game for the Raiders. This has been a good battle here early on. Two teams that we kind of expected going into the season going to be very good in their respective leagues, and they've both shown that they're going to be very good teams here this season.
Gubo stepping to the line to shoot her second free throw, and it rattles off and out of bounds off of Poling. So Minster trailing by 6, 42 seconds to go. They'll need to get this up a lot quicker.
Yeah, since this emergency.
McClurg over to Albers as Rushi goes back to a man. Sparks inside to Barhorst. Over to Inskeep. Back to Barhorst. Tough shot. Doesn't go. Ball loose on the floor. Ooh. And we're going to have a tie-up called.
I don't really like that offensive possession for Minster. You got to get something quickly.
Yeah.
There, and then they look to go to the inside.
I think they were hoping to get a 3 from McClurg. Rushi defended it well. 22 seconds now remaining. That possession took 20 seconds and did not get a shot. Well, I shouldn't say they got a shot, but not really a shot they wanted. Now inside the Inskeep, ball on the floor again, and that's going to be a tie-up. That's going to get it back to the Raiders.
Yeah, it's not a great possession there by the Wildcats. You know you're down 6. You got to get that ball to probably McClurg, Albers, or Sparks. Those are the 3 you got to get it to, and they didn't get it to him very quickly. And now Coach Bremerton wants to talk over his inbounds play.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
16 seconds remaining in our ball game. Russia Raiders on top 43-37 with the ball. Minster going to have to get a turnover or quick foul here to stay in the game. And they're not getting it yet. And finally committed on Gubo. So she'll walk to the other end to shoot a 1-and-1.
And Gubo, just what a night for her. 21 points. Maybe not the most physical guard, but a good team leader. Just a pure form of shot. You aren't going to see too many girls that have as pure of a shot as Reese Gubo does. A very nice night. And this is a night where the Raiders didn't really have much production from Kate Sherman.
Gubo's shot is off the mark.
They haven't had much production from both of their best post players, who could be very talented. So if the Raiders get that going, watch out. But Minster's played a very nice ball game tonight as well.
Final 5 seconds of the ball game. Minster trailing by 6. Albers with the heave off the mark. And that is the final horn as the Russia Raiders win the ball game 43-37. I'll give Brandon some time to go over the stats here and do some calculating. And while he does that, I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Inc., Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. We'd also like to remind everyone that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. This game will be replayed twice, Saturday, November 26th at 4 p.m. and Sunday, November 27th at 1 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So while Brandon finishes up, our points by quarter went like this. Russia jumped out to a big lead, up 17-6. 17-6 after one quarter. At halftime, Russia was up 24-19. And at the end of the third quarter, we were all even at 29. And then Russia pulled away in the fourth to take it 43-37. Here with our post-game stats, here's Mr. Brandon Coverman.
Thanks, Greg. And taking a look first for the Raiders, they shot 15 of 37 from the field, 7 of 12 from beyond the arc, 18 turnovers tonight, 19 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the charity stripe. On the flip side for the Minster Wildcats, they were 13 of 37 from the field, 2 of 16 from beyond the arc. They had, in total, they had 17 rebounds, 17 turnovers, 25 rebounds, and they were 9 of 12 from the charity stripe. In the individual scoring, the Raiders were led by Reese Gubo with 21 points. Cece Borchers had 10, Kelby Dosek with 4, Kate Sherman with 5, and Simone Putoff with 4. On the flip side for the Minster Wildcats, Casey Albers with 4, Katie McClurg with 5. They were led in scoring by Lily Barhorse, who had 13. Morgan Sparks had 7, 2 from Kayla Lamb, and 6 from Addie Inskeep. So, it was two good teams, early on in the season, Greg. We expected a good matchup. Two teams. Minster going to be a high, a team that's going to compete for the MAC title. Raiders going to compete for the Shelby County title. And it was a good game between two teams that I think we're going to see make a deep postseason run. And you saw some good things from each team. And you saw some things you need to work on, which is what the second game of the season's for. So,
yeah, no doubt.
Just a great matchup.
It was, like you said, it was a really, really good game. I think the turning point for Russia was starting to get the ball in the paint, especially in the second half, and not just getting it in the paint, but being effective with it in the paint. And a lot of that started with Kate Sherman. She was, I think, scoreless until the fourth quarter, and really came alive and gave them the little boost they needed. The guards, like you said, did a nice job, and I think you'll see that if Russia can continue to get that solid post play, they will be a tough out. Minster, we always know what you're getting. A good coach team by Mike West, aggressive defense, but like you said, obviously there's things they're going to fix both ways. Very good game, and again, congratulations to the Russia Raiders with that win. We'll go 2-0 on the season under Coach Paul Bremigen. As I mentioned, the Minster Wildcats will drop to 1-1 under Coach Mike West. So before we conclude things tonight, we'd like to talk about our NKTelco player of the game. And tonight, that's going to go to number 14, Reese Agubo for the Russia Raiders.
Yeah, Reese, great game. 5 3-pointers on the night. It really helped spark that first quarter. She had 9 points in the first quarter. Just played a great game tonight. Has been a 3-year varsity player now. One of the senior leaders for Coach Bremergen's squad, as they scored not one but 2 big non-conference victories this weekend. They beat Sydney and Minster as they start Shelby County League play Tuesday against Jackson Center. For any Russia fans out there, I'll be on the call at that game along with Michael Laws. So we'll be on the call for that game. Looking forward to it Tuesday night at the Claire Cenavo Gymnasium.
Again, congratulations to the Raiders. They take the game 43-37. I'd like to thank my partner Brandon Coverman. I'm Greg Burning. Thanks for watching.